Quick, when's the last time Auburn had a better quarterback than Alabama? Is it about to happen again? Fireworks straight ahead on Scarbo Knows. One of the reasons that Alabama has dominated the Iron Bowl is because it's been dominant at the most important position on the field, at quarterback. Is that dominance in jeopardy? I'm not saying. I'm just saying the Byron Brown experience is coming soon to a stadium near you. And that may make all the difference when we get to the Iron Bowl. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Skarbinski, a.k.a. Scarbo. This is Scarbo Knows. Appreciate you joining us here on YouTube. Again, it's Kevin Skarbinski Scarbo Knows. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Don't cost nothing, but it does help us, and we do appreciate it. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Money Management Services. Whatever your financial services needs, they will take great care of you. We'll hear from them later in the show. There's never a bad time to discuss the Iron Bowl, even when it's 92 in the shade and we're approaching the 4th of July, the 250th birthday of the United States of America. Happy birthday, Uncle Sam. Hope everyone celebrates responsibly. Now, if you know me, you guys know that I love to search out fun facts to try to explain why things happen, maybe forecast what may be coming down the road. And I have come up with a banger when it comes to the Iron Bowl and why this could be the year, maybe, possibly, not going to say probably just yet, that Auburn ends its national nightmare against Alabama, that 6-game losing streak going back to 2020. And, of course, it does center on the most important position on the field, the quarterback position, where it is quite possible that for the first time in memory, going back to who? Cam Newton in 2010, that Auburn just might have a better quarterback than Alabama. And one way to illustrate that is, well, we're going to use one stat that I think will get your attention, and it's passing yards for the season. When's the last time that Auburn had a quarterback who threw for more passing yards in an entire season than Alabama? You have to go back almost a decade to 2017 to Jarrett Stidham. His first year as the starter in Auburn, transferred from Baylor, and he spun it for more yards that year than Jalen Hurts in his second year as the Alabama starter. In 2017, Jarrett Stidham threw for 3,158 yards. Jalen Hurts only for a little more than 2,000 yards. And, of course, Auburn won the Iron Bowl that year. Auburn won the SEC West. Auburn got to Atlanta to the SEC Championship game. But because Kerryon Johnson was playing at maybe 50%, if that, they stood little chance against Georgia in the rematch, and Georgia went on to play Alabama in the national championship. The ultimate Auburn being Auburn moment, the ultimate Jabba kick in the groin to beat both of your rivals in the regular season and then watch them play each other for the national championship. And, of course, that was the evening of 2nd and 26, Tua to Devontae Smith. So it's been a long time since an Auburn quarterback, again, threw for more yards in a season than an Alabama quarterback, which got me to thinking, how often has it happened over the last 2 decades, 3 decades? So I did some research, went through the files, went through the stats, went through the numbers, and I discovered not very often. Picture this. In the last 29 years, and we go back to 1997 because that season, Damian Craig set the Auburn record for passing yards in a single season. He threw for 3,277 yards in 1997. What did Auburn do that year under Terry Bowden? They won the Iron Bowl by the skin of their teeth. They won the SEC West, went to Atlanta, played in the SEC championship game, and came up just short against Peyton Manning in Tennessee. So I thought that was a good place to start as we compared Alabama and Auburn quarterbacks just on the number of passing yards in a season. And in the last 29 years, starting with 1997, only 5 times has an Auburn quarterback thrown for more yards in a year than an Alabama quarterback. And an interesting thing about those occasions happened in 97 with Damian Craig, as we said, happened in 2000 with Ben Leard, 2004 with Jason Campbell, 2009 with Chris Todd. He actually threw for more yards than Greg McElroy that year. Not a lot more, but he did finish with a higher total. And as we mentioned, 2017, Jarrett Stidham outdueling Jalen Hurts for the year in passing yards. So when you look at those 5 games, those 5 years, those 5 Iron Bowls, Auburn won 4 of them. And the 5th one, Alabama needed a last-minute drive, a last half of the fourth quarter drive in Jordan-Hare Stadium, engineered by Greg McElroy, primarily leaning on Julio Jones to drive the length of the field and throw the winning touchdown pass to Roy Upchurch. There's a blast from the past. To win the game and continue on towards Nick Saban's first national title in Tuscaloosa. So we are that close to Auburn being 5-0 in the Iron Bowl in years when its quarterback throws for more yards than Alabama's quarterback. Now, why is that relevant in 2026? Because Auburn has a quarterback who twice in his career has thrown for 3,000 yards. And, of course, that's Byron Brown, the transfer from South Florida who came along with Alex Golish and Joel Gordon, his offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, along with some of his receivers. So he's going to be very comfortable in the system. He's going to be very comfortable with his coaches. And he will play some teams that he's already seen. One in Florida that he's already beaten. And you'll recall that a year ago, Byron Brown and the South Florida Bulls went to the Swamp, and they beat Florida. On that occasion, Brown was 23 for 36 for 263 yards, also threw a touchdown pass, carried 17 times for 66 yards. He was very good against an SEC defense. And, of course, he's already faced Alabama twice in both 2024 and 2023, 24 in Tuscaloosa. And on that occasion, he didn't have a good day passing the ball, 15 for 35 for 103, but he did carry it 23 times for 108 yards. And then the year before in Tampa, before, during, and after a monsoon, Brown was 14 for 28 for 87 yards through the air, but again, he had a good day on the ground, 23 carries for 92 yards. So he's had some success, more so running the ball than throwing it against Alabama. So Byron Brown is not going to be intimidated by the SEC teams on Auburn's schedule. Like I said, he's seen Florida before, beat them last year. He's seen Alabama before twice. And on both occasions, they were fairly close games. The 24 game in Tuscaloosa got away from the Bulls in the fourth quarter, but it was certainly a competitive game for 3+ quarters, as was the game in Tampa the year before, which was kind of an offensive mud wrestling match. A lot of it due to the conditions. So, because Auburn has a proven starter at quarterback, not proven in the SEC for an entire season, but proven against some SEC opponents, where Alabama will be starting a new quarterback, either Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. Austin Mack has more experience, but not as a starter and not in the SEC. Keelan Russell has all kinds of potential. We know his credentials coming in as a highly touted recruit. He's had a year to work in the system in Tuscaloosa under Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb. But right now, at this moment, at the end of June, beginning of July, Auburn has a better quarterback, a more proven quarterback than Alabama. And that will matter when they play. Now, a lot's going to happen between now and the last Saturday in November. But it is rare that Auburn has a better quarterback than Alabama. And on those rare occasions, Auburn tends to get the better of Alabama. As I said, 5 times in the last 29 years, an Auburn quarterback has thrown for more yards than an Alabama quarterback for an entire season. And 4 of those 5 times, Auburn won the Iron Bowl. And how good an indicator is that? Well, in those 29 Iron Bowls since 1997, Alabama's won 17 of them. Auburn's won 12. In seasons when Alabama's quarterback threw for more yards than Auburn's quarterback, Alabama was 16-8 in the Iron Bowl. But when Auburn's had a more productive passer for an entire year, Auburn's 4-1, Alabama's 1-4. So pretty good numbers, pretty strong evidence that if Byron Brown has the kind of season that he's capable of, certainly if he throws for 3,000 yards for the 3rd time in his college career, and Austin Mack or Keelan Russell doesn't step up to the plate, doesn't pick up where Ty Simpson left off, and Jalen Milroe before him, and then Bryce Young and Mac Jones and Tua, Jalen Hurts, Jake Coker, Blake Sims, A.J. McCarron, etc., 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 Alabama could be in jeopardy when we get to the Iron Bowl. Because, again, we don't know who Alabama's starting quarterback's going to be. That is still to be determined in fall camp. And we don't know that the quarterback that starts game 1 for Alabama will start game 12. It's pretty certain that barring, knock on wood, injury, you never want to see a quarterback or any other player get hurt. But if Byron Brown stays healthy, and he certainly is sturdy enough to stay healthy in the SEC, he's going to start every game for Auburn. He's going to get the bulk of the snaps. He's going to be the difference maker for that team. If they're going to have a winning season for the first time since 2020, it'll be because Byron Brown had a Byron Brown type season. If Auburn is going to beat Alabama for the first time since 2019, it most likely will be because Byron Brown steps up in the Iron Bowl, as no Auburn quarterback has since Jarrett Stidham in 2017. If Alex Golesh is going to have the same kind of first-year impact on the Plains as a Gus Malzahn or a Terry Bowden, not suggesting an undefeated season, not suggesting a trip to the college football playoff and the national championship game, but if he is going to have a lightning strike of an impact in his first year and shock the world, it will be on the shoulders and the right arm and the legs of Byron Brown. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. And consider this fact as I leave you for today. Damian Craig holds the Auburn record for passing yards in a single season, as I said, 3,277 back in 1997. Jarrett Stidham in 2017 is second on Auburn's all-time passing list with 3,158 yards. Did you know those are the only 2 seasons in Auburn history in which a quarterback has thrown for more than 3,000 yards? It's only happened twice. Cam Newton didn't do it. Of course, he didn't have to. He ran for about 1,500 yards back in 2010. Pat Sullivan didn't do it, and he won the Heisman, as Cam did. No other quarterbacks in Auburn history have thrown for 3,000 yards. Just Damian Craig and Jarrett Stidham. So Auburn has had 2 3,000-yard passers in its history. Byron Brown has had 2 3,000-yard seasons in his college career. Not in the SEC, not against the likes of Georgia and Alabama on a weekly basis, but he has been there and done that. And if he does it again, if he spins it for 3,000 yards or more, Auburn's going to be very, very happy when we get to the last Saturday in November. That's my bold prediction as we approach the 4th of July. Happy birthday, Uncle Sam. Hope everyone enjoys a terrific holiday weekend. That's going to do it for me for today. I'm Kevin Skarbinski, a.k.a. Scarbo. Thank you for watching Scarbo Knows. Again, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Don't cost nothing, but it does help us, and we do appreciate it. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, Money Management Services, a family-owned, fee-only financial services company. I have known the Rice family for a long time. They're great people. They're fantastic at what they do. Let's hear what they have to say next. I'm out. See ya.
Since 1992, Money Management Services in Birmingham has provided individuals and business owners with trusted, fee-only financial advice. We're more than advisors, we're your financial family. From retirement planning to tax strategies and estate planning, our team builds personalized wealth management plans tailored to your life. At Money Management Services, we treat you like family because when you walk through our doors, you become part of ours.